10 cities to visit in Morocco. From the glistening waters of the Mediterranean to the sandy plains of the Sahara, Morocco has fascinated and enticed travelers for thousands of years. Morocco's strength lies in its integral position for trade with the rest of Africa. As such, the country has seen many influences infused with its own Berber traditions. From French to Spanish and others in between, each of Morocco's cities, whether they be cosmopolitan metropolises or traditional medieval towns, are ready for you to discover. Here is our pick of the best cities in Morocco to help you to plan your next trip. 10. Tétouan. In the north of the country, the little city of Tétouan, which translates as the water springs, sits strikingly at the foot of the Rif Mountains. The city is an important port on the Mediterranean Sea and was once the capital of Spanish Morocco. Its streets are filled with square, whitewashed, Spanish-style buildings and wide boulevards. Make sure to visit the city's wonderful Medina and feel like you have stepped back in time. 9. Casablanca. Everyone knows the city of Casablanca as the colonial setting of the 1942 romantic film, but the city of today doesn't quite reflect that dreamy, enchanting feeling. Instead, modern-day Casablanca is a trading powerhouse. The importance of the port city means it is Morocco's economic hub. You can still take a walk around Casablanca's curious old downtown to discover its past. If you really want to hark back to black and white films, have drinks at Rick's Cafe, the famous bar from the film. It's a reconstruction, but we can all pretend, right? 8. Tangier. The gateway to Africa, for Europeans, at least, has a strange and checkered past. The city's famous international zone was a magnet for all sorts of bizarre and curious characters, attracting many writers and artists during the 1950s and 60s, inspiring numerous novels and songs since. The Tangiers of today still holds on to its fanciful past, and outside influences have affected Tangiers' aesthetic. But with new business booming and money flowing in, the city has seen much development and is now a fine display of Morocco's future. 7. Agadir. Busy and bustling, the port city of Agadir is a holiday destination in its own right. After much of Agadir was destroyed following a devastating earthquake in 1960, especially its most historical parts, the city was rebuilt, and is much less beautiful than Morocco's many intricate old towns. But Agadir rose from the ashes and became a thriving seaside resort with a chilled-out atmosphere to match. The city's laid-back beachfront promenade is perfect for days spent strolling and enjoying life like the locals. 6. Essaouira. Essaouira is a serene coastal city with a distinctly European vibe. Once under French protectorate, which led to a fusion of cultures and architectural styles, it saw hippies, musicians, and travelers of the 1960s moving into the city. As a result, it became accustomed to foreigners, and is now a destination city for travelers wanting to spend some time wandering around the beautiful Medina. Essaouira boasts pretty, sandy beaches, but the strong winds make sunbathing out of the question. Water sports fans know the benefit of the wind, however, and meet up on Essaoira's beaches in the summer months to practice their windsurfing skills. The harbor and old city walls add a depth to the city's history and, with its small lanes and ancient streets, make for the perfect place to get lost and discover new and interesting secrets hidden among the walls. 5. Rabat. The Moroccan capital of Rabat sits on the banks of the Bourregreg River. The city also has strong ties to its French past and, as it lies on the Atlantic coast, has a distinctly European coastal town atmosphere. It is a fantastic spot to sit and soak up the atmosphere. 4. Meknes. Dating back to the 11th century, the old city of Meknes was once the capital of Imperial Morocco. The Sultan at the time developed the city, building high walls and huge doors to protect it, and creating elaborate and ornate Moorish Spanish-style buildings. The city's historic blend of European and Islamic design can be seen in its many monuments. The mosaic-tiled Bab Mansur Lalouj, as well as the Bab Mansur Lalouj, are stunningly beautiful. The mausoleum to Sultan Moulay Ismail, who made Meknes his capital, is a regal display of power, with fountains and decorative gardens. 3. Ouarzazate. The gateway to the Sahara Desert, Ouarzazate sits to the south of the high Atlas Mountains. This small and dusty desert city is dominated by the colossal Tourert Kasbah, a 19th-century fortified palace. The palace boasts amazing views across the mountainous, red landscape. The city itself has many options for hotels and small, reasonably priced local restaurants to enjoy. The position of the city also means that it's easy to take day trips to nearby sites such as the 8 Benhadou, an excellently preserved Kasbah. 2. Fez. Once the capital of the Kingdom of Morocco, Fez exudes culture and history. Well known for its famous small, red hats, the city also has many compelling sights to take in. Fez's emblematic Medina is a huge pedestrianized sprawl that oozes ambience and history. It can seem completely overwhelming to many visitors, whilst others fall in love with the ebullient atmosphere. Those who are brave enough to wander down the narrow alleys can discover the city's two Islamic schools or madrasa. The 11th century Chouara tannery is one of the oldest in the world and has been making leathers for traders for many generations. Make sure to look out for it in the bustling marketplace. 1. Marrakesh. One of Morocco's 4 imperial cities, Marrakesh has been a key trading hub for many years. The city's position is integral to the trade of goods into the country, and its focus on trading has shaped the city. Take a look at the iconic Koutoubia Mosque, which dates back to the 12th century and is an iconic symbol of the Old Town. The exquisite 19th century Bahia Palace also stands out for its lavish design. Marrakesh is a busy and hectic city. The main marketplace, Jama el Fna in the city's Medina, is a hot and cramped experience for most people. Traders call out to customers to heckle and entice, bartering for goods is the norm. As night falls, the main square changes and gives way to steaming food stalls. Though it doesn't seem possible, the city becomes even more of an animated, dynamic and exuberant travel experience.